Hi everybody, I'm Toluca from Markers and Minions, and this is my Facebook group. Tonight's live video is not going to focus on planning out a unit. I'm all caught up. I've planned the overview and the weekly outline for Unit 7 already, and I'm personally not ready to move to Unit 8 quite yet, and I don't think many of us are. So I wanted to just keep tonight like a general Q&A type video. And I know we've got a lot of new updates, a lot of things going on in our little community here. So if you have any questions about the workshops, the upcoming workshops in Burbank and in Sacramento, let me know. I'll do my best to answer. The teacher planner that I am designing right now, if you have any questions about benchmark and just general questions, just come on, hop on, and lay them on me. I received all of my cousin's artwork and I started placing it, and it just looks beautiful. So that's in the works. That's being updated. I'm in the middle of updating all of my spelling and grammar pamphlets. First of all, when I'm finished with the spelling and grammar updates, I'm putting them on the original file so that if you've already purchased them, you can just download again and then you'll have the new version. So you'll kind of have both versions, two different versions. Be sure to, I'm sure you all have it saved. If you have downloaded my spelling and grammar pamphlets, just make sure it's saved on your computer. And then when you go and download the update, it'll give you the new one, and you can save that one too. And it's two different versions. But the main updates, they're aesthetically being updated, and then the content's being updated as well. So I finished 3rd grade. That's up there now. Basically, the main updates are I took out the black bar from the top of everything because I know that took up a lot of ink. I finally figured out how to work the dimensions so that you don't need to trim. It's 8.5 by 11. You just print fit to page, and then you do this. And it's good. You don't have to trim the edges. I know a lot of us had to trim the edges. I had to also on my computer, because whenever I fit to page or I adjusted the percent values, it would kind of get wonky. What else? I changed all of the examples, so now it's like additional practice. It still matches up the same skill and the same words, but the practice is going to be different. So I have word sorts, 2 grammar pages still, and then this one, it used to be vocabulary, but it would be for the spelling words, and I ditched that and I made it the vocabulary for the week. So I chose like between 3 and 6 words from that week, and made a little vocabulary practice. And then the writing is still the same. I also incorporated more of like, use a highlighter, use your red pen to edit, use a colored pencil, and things like that. That's a little more fun. So that's the update with that. As always, if you see anything that I've missed, or if I have a typo, please let me know and I'll fix it right away, because I'm often staring at these or whatever I'm working on for hours and hours, and it kind of just all blends together. So if you see anything, let me know. Let's see here. Hi, Barb. Thank you. My computer's not updating quickly. I think it says I have a few comments, but I can't see one from, it says Dana commented, but I can't see it. Sorry, I don't know what's going on. Let's see, okay, that's updated. I'm a little reluctant to go into details on my next project just because I haven't gotten it fully approved yet, but it is going to have to do with close reading, and it's going to help. It's going to be like a close reader companion kind of thing. Oh, here we go. Now things are catching up. My computer just unfroze. So that's it. Exactly what I was hoping for. What is? The pamphlets, spelling and grammar, which are now going to have an even longer title, spelling, vocabulary, and grammar pamphlets. All right. So I'll just hang back and wait to see if any questions roll in. Oh yes, the vocab. The vocab edition. Awesome. That takes me a little while longer because before I write the sentences for the vocab, I have to actually like go and look at the text, the student text, and see the context of it. So I have to basically do context clues and then write sentences. Yes, and now there's new practice. You're going to see a lot of like my name and Olive's name, my daughter's name, my husband's name in these sentences, and my students' names. Learning a lot about grammar. Yes, I agree. Whenever I was printing, the black bar after a while would start to like get faded and just use too much ink, so took that out. Hi, Teresa. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Elise. How are you all? I'm so excited also about my planner. I love all things planners. I have way too many planners. I've got my Erin Condren, my Happy Planner, my Bullet Journal, Simplified Planner. I've got random ones that I've just bought off of Etsy. So I'm really excited to finally just make my own that has everything that I need. Okay, let's see. If we purchase the spelling and grammar pamphlets, will we be able to download these? Yes, Vicki. So just if you want to keep your original pamphlets, just save those on your desktop or wherever. They're probably in your downloads anyway if you print them off every week. So you'll be able to save your originals, and then my update is going directly onto that same link, so you're going to get this new version basically, so you'll have two versions now. I'm doing well, Teresa, thank you. I am excited for spring break. I've booked movers for spring break. We finally bought a little condo, and we've got boxes piled in our living room, and spring break is when we're finally just gonna get everything moved over. The painter starts on Monday, so I'm excited about that. Sarah, do we have an answer as far as approximately how much the planners will be? No, not yet. So I've reached out to a couple of vendors. I first started local here in my hometown, like support local businesses, and they were giving me really expensive quotes. So then my husband works with a lot of different vendors, and he referred me to this one guy, and I got a quote from him, which he doesn't really do, it's not going to be perfect if I go through him. But during my video the other night when I was talking about the planner, one of our own members, her fiance does printing, and then so he reached out to me as well, and I said, can you do better than this other quote that I have? Can you bring our cost down and, incorporate all these things that I want? And he's going to get back to me on Monday. So depending on how much I have to pay for them, then that will determine my price. But I don't want it to be one of those really expensive planners, I'll tell you that. I spend tons on planners, but I know that that's not the case for most people. Except now you'll have a longer commute. I know. My commute's going to be about an hour now in the morning. Right now, where I live, it's about 8 minutes. But our new house is 2 blocks from my husband's work, so he won't have to commute for once in his life. Yes, this is why they are expensive. And you can always go, overseas. I guess my husband says he does a lot of business overseas too, and that would bring the cost down. But then also, it takes months, like 3 months to produce, and so I don't want to wait that long either. So, if you just go locally, they can print it in a week. I have a couple questions that I can answer that are on my other post. Where do we get them? The planners will be available. I'm at the Saturday workshops that I have planned. I'm going to pull the trigger before then, get them printed somewhere, and then have them available there. And then they'll also be for sale on my Markers and Minions website, markersandminions.com. And then I knew this question was going to come. Is there a way that you can make the days of the week go down like columns? So as it is right now, the way that I use my planner, I'm ready to just chop all my hair off even more, guys. The way that I use my planner is horizontally, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And and I know some teachers use it going down that way. It's not designed that way. Right now, it's just horizontal, and it's the printers say that I can basically, it's on demand. I can customize as I wish, but I'm not going to have the option on my website to customize just because I just can't handle all that. I can't handle all these separate kinds of different customizations. So I know there's some planners where you can customize your layout and your cover and things like that, but I'm just a one-woman person here, so maybe further down the line. But as of right now, it's just going to be one design. Yeah, the vertical planning, you can get that free teacher planner at Lakeshore every year, and that's vertical planning. How, again, have I forgotten to plug in my computer? That's like the number one thing I need to remember before these videos. Okay, hold on a sec. All right, got it, guys. Okay, I'm back. Let's see. Nina, when planners are horizontal, I just write the days at the top of the column. I usually just write in my subjects in the boxes. It can work. You just flip it. I received a link for the pamphlets through an email you sent me. So probably I think TPT will send an email. So when I update a file, it'll say, what's your update? Send a quick message to the people who purchased it. And so that might be what you got. So if you want to download the update, just go back to the file. And right now, as I said, it's only 3rd grade on there. Go back to the file, spelling, vocabulary, and grammar pamphlets, and then just click download again. But like I said, if you want to keep your old version of it, make sure that's saved. as a separate file on your computer. Otherwise, this will replace it. Like that other version is gone now on my TPT shop. Vicki, I will be in Sacramento on, not the 18th, why am I blanking? It's the 28th, right? April 28th, Saturday, April 28th, and then Saturday, May 19th. April 28th, that registration is closed. It's filled up completely. May 19th is filling up pretty quickly, but there are some spots still that's not closed yet. And then Burbank's still open. That's the plan for now. On my website, I'm going to put my website in the comments here. I have a new banner across the top of my website, and you can click on that to register. So it's a direct, you click on the picture and it's a direct link to the registration on Google. Burbank is the week before. It's April 21st. So it'll be 21st, 28th, and then the 19th of May. Those are the 3 dates we have planned. All Saturdays. You're welcome. It's going to be fun. Each hotel can hold about 100 to 120 seats. So it's going to be a big group of us. Thank you, Elise. Okay, I get it. So just email me and I'll send you the updated file. markersandminions@gmail.com. If anyone else has received my pamphlets that way, if I just emailed it to you because you want a contest or a giveaway or something, just let me know. Email me, and I will send you the updated file through there. Since if you didn't get it on TPT, you won't be able to re-download it. All right. This is going to be a shorter live video tonight. I've posted updated pictures on my Facebook page, not in this group. On my page and on my Instagram, I have pictures that are released. You can go look at. Teresa, is anyone's special day and currently using benchmarks? Sarah, I'm trying to find the registration link. Do you see the link to my website? If you click on my website, there's a picture that goes across the top. It says come plan with me, and then just click on that. When will you guys know the hotel location for the May 19th date? I'm sure Brittany's going to be getting in touch with different hotels starting tomorrow. It's just that they've all been closed this weekend, so we have to, I'm sure she'll call around and see what's available and what's not going to cost us $1 million, that kind of thing. We'll let you know soon. She was able to find the Sacramento location really quickly, that first one. And the one in Burbank, was easy too. There's not that many to choose from here. I'm starting Unit 7 on Thursday. We've got Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday to just finish up open house projects, and then we've got open house Wednesday night. So then Thursday I'm launching into Unit 7. Thursday and Friday I'm just going to do introduction stuff. We're not going to start any of the reading the texts or anything. Janice, I don't know how much the planner will be yet, only because I don't know how much it'll cost me, but I'm shopping around for quotes, seeing what's going to be the most cost effective and what can include all the components we need, and it will be a paper planner. I'd love to see your open house pics. Okay, I'll take some. It's all Unit 5, if you guys aren't tired of Unit 5. The address on your registration can be your school address. I think that's what I've noticed most people doing. Teresa, I'm a first and second grade SDC teacher. Mainstreaming is hard. I was part of the piloting team this year, and I want to get a head start on planning for next year, but it's hard because you can't predict what kiddos I'll have. I wonder how successful our program is for special day and in resource. I know we have a lot of resource teachers on here. Our resource teacher does not use it. You're welcome. Okay. I think I've read all of these. Benchmarks is actually doing steps up to advance, which in RTI material, which is RTI material. I have seen that, so I didn't know if it was. I've seen that and a few other things, and I don't know what's actually released to districts already. But there's something that you mentioned. There's something called Steps to Advance, and it supports the Gen Ed curriculum. It's very aligned. It breaks down so you have your text for close reading, and those ELD books break that down. And then there's these steps to advance, step up to advance, something like that, and it's broken down even further. And it's supposed to be a separate RTI component, I believe. I have some samples from second grade that I can find. I think they're in my car somewhere. I think for SDC, the leveled readers would be helpful, probably. Probably, because you can just pull from any level. Hi, Angelica. I like your live video from the other day. Our RSP teacher uses the ELD component with her special ed students. Yeah, that's what I use with my SPED kids when I need to. It's really great. It's the same text. It's just it's basically just the key details and then additional pictures. And all the skills align. It's written really well. Angelica's here, and she does the Adelante group, the dual immersion group. Woohoo! Sarah, I'll see you there. Vicki, where do I find supports for first grade benchmark videos and such? I have one video that I've done for first grade. It was a planning video. It's going to be under the videos section in this group, or on my YouTube, or on my website, markersandminions.com. There are different files that are shared under the Files tab, and then if you click on photos, there's different units. It's categorized by units, and you'll find some first grade stuff in there. Let's see. Krista, hi, what should we bring to Sacramento on April 28th? If, I haven't thought about this too much in depth, but if you've got the planning templates that I have available on my TPT that are free, if you can just bring those, because we will be planning a unit. We'll be sitting down, and I'll be going and sitting with all of you, and we will be planning a full unit together. So if you've got those planning templates, that would be awesome if you could bring them. Otherwise, I will be finding printer where I can just go and run off a million copies, and I'll have those available too. Kathleen, would your conference be beneficial for a first grade teacher that will begin Benchmark Advance in the fall? Yes. Yes. It's certainly not meant to replace your training that you'll get from Benchmark, because they'll have their trainers come out and give you your PD and go through all the materials with you when you do adopt it. So that'll be one thing. And then our workshop will just be kind of like from a teacher perspective, just planning, like, picking apart the TRS and getting it into a weekly schedule and breaking apart the components and trying to make sense of it for like our own students from a teacher perspective. Krista says, since it's make and take, do we need supplies? I will get back to you on that. Ideally, and I don't want to like make a bunch of promises, but ideally, like if it were something that I was going to and a workshop that I would attend on a Saturday, I would want like a station where we can prep, so we can plan, but we can also prep. So I'm thinking I've looked into like Walmart.com for butcher paper and stuff. So hopefully I can work that all out. Brittany's the one that's like, she knows the cost of the hotel and the overhead and all of that stuff, and so I have to run everything by her, and because I want to just spend money on a whole bunch of stuff. So we'll see what she says. Janice says, will the step-up books eventually be part of the online components? I don't know. Our district didn't purchase it. I think your district has to purchase it separately, and then whatever you have purchased is available online. Benchmark's pretty good about that, making everything accessible online as well. But I'm pretty sure that's an additional thing that your district needs to purchase. Yay, can't wait to meet you too. It's gonna be fun. When you guys meet me at the conference, you'll have to tell me like your first name and your last name, or if you've got a couple, like 3 names, you'll have to tell me all of your names so that I can, try to remember your profile picture and who you are. I have questions coming in here too on my other page, so I'm just gonna try to just focus on these ones. Get to those ones later. Sarah, I haven't heard about LAUSD purchasing those, and I don't have access to them online. I don't either. I didn't even know they were released. I saw them as samples back in December, I think. Pretty sure it was the Step Up to Advance. It was some kind of new RTI component. And so I wasn't under the impression that they were available yet, but if you all know about it, that means it must be out there somewhere. Elise on my Markers and Minions page. So I have to have, in order to create this group, I needed to have like a Facebook page, and then you can create a group through your page. So I have that separate Markers and Minions page. It's kind of just more specific or broad, and then this group is just specific to benchmark. Sarah is Olive feeling better. She is feeling better today. She couldn't keep anything down yesterday. It was like every 5 minutes, poor baby. And then the last time she threw up was around midnight, and she hasn't at all today. But I was doing dishes yesterday, and it got a little bit too quiet, and I turned my head around the corner, and she was eating dog food. So, you know, Mom of the Year. That's probably why she was vomiting. Okay, Kelly, sometime when you can, will you show samples of filled-in writing foldables? I'm not 100% sure how those are to be filled in. The writing booklets, is that what you're talking about, these guys? The writing foldables? And if so, what grade? I have a video of actually one of my students showing hers and explaining how to fill in hers, but it's a 3rd grade one. And 2 through 5 looks all the same because it's just one prompt a week, but then my 1st grade one looks totally different. Sarah, she was just hungry. I know, and dog food is just so delicious. She'll eat that, but she won't eat what I make for dinner. Kelly, yes, mostly the insides, 4th grade. Okay, well, let me show you. Let me pull up this link I have to the video of my 3rd grade one filled out, and see if that helps at all. Let me find it. Hold on. Okay, here it is. Oops. And voila. Check it out. Let me know if that helps. Not 4th grade, but might provide some clarity. In these writing booklets for 2nd through 4th, it's like there's 5 lessons a week for writing. And the first lesson is always analyzing the prompt, and that never changes. So unless you get to the units 8, 9, and 10, but we're not there yet. And so there's a new prompt every week for most units, 1 through 7. And the lesson has you analyze the prompt really in depth, and then what I have here is like the basics, what I want my students to be analyzing each week. So I want them to know what the main topic is. Basically, what are you writing about? Underline it with red, find your topic. The type of writing in blue, what are some clue words in here that let you know what type of writing? So my kids would underline essay, compare, contrast, and then we'd know it's informational. And then the source in green, so it would be these 2 texts, 3 texts, and they'd underline all 3 of those in green. And then the outline of the writing lessons changes each week. There's always these specific writing lessons where, it's like incorporate dialogue or use transition words or whatever it is. This just kind of follows the basic frame. So like the next step, in addition to those other little mini lessons, what you're going to have your kids do is find the text evidence. So now they're going to use those sources to answer that main topic. And, lift lines is what we call it in my class. So we lift the lines, that strategy that we learned in the beginning of the year. And then from there, the kids move on to drafting. They have to incorporate that text evidence. And here's where I like to bring in my Step Up to Writing and color code the drafting. And then finally, lesson 15 is the last writing lesson. It's always a revise and an edit. And so you have a revision skill and an editing skill that you're teaching in your mini lesson. And so the skill is here, and then I came up with like a little activity thing saying basically take one sentence from your draft, make it better, put it here. Take one sentence from your draft, make it better here. So that way, because for me personally, when my kids, when I say edit and revise, they're like, okay, done. So this kind of targets it a little bit better. Carol, I waited for a PO from my district to see you in Sacramento and it sold out. Is the May date pretty open? May is, I haven't actually checked today, but it's filling up pretty quickly. I think it's more than halfway full. Karen, will you have another date in the LA area? I don't know, actually. We just opened up that second date in Sacramento because the first one was filled so quickly. Here down in LA, it's really not filling up as quickly. So, you know, as long as I can get enough seats filled so that it covers the cost, you know, what we have to pay for the hotel, then I'm good. But we're going to have to see once we get closer to the date, like how filled up we can get it. And if it is successful and we can fill it up, then I don't see why not. I don't see why we couldn't have another date down here in SoCal. I know there's in San Diego, people are interested too. So that would be fun. It just kind of depends on if we can get seats filled so that I'm not spending $1 zillion. Sarah, my kids are really struggling with pulling evidence from the text for the writing booklets, but I'm hoping this gets easier quickly since we're now focusing so much on writing with sources and citing evidence from that writing booklet that I had posted about. Yeah, I love that booklet. It will get easier. I mean, it will. It got easier for my kids. There's still some kids that will struggle to find a line that specifically addresses that topic. So then when I see that, I go back to this and I say, well, look at your topic. Does this support it in any way? Does it have anything to do with it? Does it prove it at all? Support it? And then, you know, they go back and find something else. But most of my kids can just do that independently now. Yeah, it can't get any harder for them at this point. All right. Well, I'll stay on another 2 minutes. How about that? And answer questions. And then I'm going to sign off. Thank you all for the support. I had no idea that it would be these workshops would be as popular as they've been. So thank you. For those that are struggling, we provide more structure. That way they can learn along. Helps. Yep, scaffold, scaffold, scaffold. Oh, my computer's backed up. I'm sorry guys, I think I just got like 10 comments. Okay, saw Toluca do it. Do what? Mary, you may have already answered this, but what will be going on? What should we bring? As at the moment, I'll update as we get closer. But at the moment, if you've got those planning templates that are on my TPT that you can download for free, bring your planning templates because for the second part of the day, we will be sitting down and doing some planning. Other than that, I'll let you guys know. My husband just reordered my flare pens though, so you'll get a flare pen. You don't need to bring any of those. My kids struggle overall. I know it's a new series for them and they're not used to having to apply what they've learned rather than remember what they read about. Yeah, I'm really trying to help them as best as I can, especially since testing is coming up. I'm really trying to plan out what I can do for next year's group to make it easier for them. That's a good point, like having to apply the reading strategies. Not like, do you understand this text? Can you tell me what you just read? But like really applying those specific reading strategies. And this year, my kids have gotten a lot better at that application. But some, the assessments are still hard. And so that's why this year I feel like I've gotten better with like analyzing the assessments with them and going over just the standards and their results and how they're applying the skill. And what I think has helped a little bit too when I'm assessing is before they take the test, I will project it and I'll say, okay, like and I don't read it anymore at this point in the year. In the beginning of the year I did, but at this point I'll just say, okay, number one, this looks like it's going to be key details and main idea. Have we done that this week? Yes. Okay, there it is on the test. Number two, it looks like this is going to ask you about text structure. Have we talked about text structure this week? Yeah. Okay, so things like that, making that connection to like the reading strategy and the mini lesson to what that actually looks like in a question on the test. And that's what my next resource that I'm slowly working on right now is really aiming to do, is make that connection day to day during your mini lesson. Janice, what unit are you focusing on for the training? It's going to be driven by you, whatever you need. Sarah, flare pens and Mr. Sketch markers are what teaching is all about. I agree. Dana, my admin almost requires tech for each mini lesson. Anyone else having to make PowerPoints for each unit? Ooh, that's a lot of work. Do you ever do the customizations on the website? I always ignore it when it pops up and says, do you want to make a customization? I always click no, but if you click yes, you can make your own decks. And you can take out slides, you can add slides. If you want to pull in outside resources like YouTube links, you can insert slides into your day's presentation with the link. You can insert the graphic organizers into that. Obviously, like the actual text is in there too. So you can kind of create your own PowerPoint, but it's not through PowerPoint. It's through the Benchmark website. I have not done it because I don't have to incorporate tech that way. I never knew how to customize or why I would. Thank you. Yeah. And this is just remembering from 3 years ago when the reps came out and showed us the program. That's just what I can remember. It's like manipulation of slides and inserting links and outside sources even. It's probably even come a long way since then with its abilities. How do you save those customizations though? I've made a couple but never figured out how to access them again. I think after you save it, the way that you access them, and if anyone does this, correct me if I'm wrong, but there's the little settings wheel in the bottom right corner on the icon on the online component. If you click on that, I think a drop down will appear with all of your saved versions. So I think it's under, I don't know if it goes to weekly presentations or if it's saved onto your text for close reading book. I can look into that. Customizations. One of my teammates has been making the customizations. They're shared to the library where we can access them. Oh, cool. So then your library shared with your grade level. That's kind of nice. I wonder if there would be a way for us to like merge libraries with people outside of our district and share the customizations. All right, guys. Well, I hope I've answered questions. Sorry this was kind of all over the place, but a lot of different things discussed. If you have any other further questions, you can just leave them in the comments and I'll get back to you. And then I'll probably go through when I hang this up, when I stop this, I'll probably go through and answer some of your questions again in the comments. That way people that don't watch the video can just kind of read through the comments and get some answers. So I hope you have a wonderful week, and I'll keep you updated as far as the, all the things we talked about, the planning, the pamphlets, all that good stuff. All right. Bye.